Hey, what's up everybody? Travis here with Every Single Sunday, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about some new adventure tires from Tusk. Now, there has been so much chatter about these tires, both online and off. Everywhere I go, people are talking about this tire and going, hey, Tusk made a budget tire that is dirt cheap. Now, in today's video, we're going to compare that to some of the other more expensive tires on the market, and we're going to figure out if this is a budget tire or if it's the best tire. So let's start this video off talking about me and who I am, what type of riding I do, and why I feel I should be able to jump on here and talk to you about tires. Because let's face it, there's a lot of people out there talking tires, talking motorcycles, parts, suspension, etc. that have no place in doing so. My background is primarily small bikes, racing enduro, racing motocross when I was younger, and getting into the adventure bike segment the last couple of years. As I got into adventure bikes, finding tires that worked off-road was something that was kind of hard to do for me. I generally ran a Golden Tire 216 up front on my 790 Adventure, and I'd usually run like a Tusk D Sport or some other cheap knobby in the back that was disposable because these big bikes eat them up. Riding on the asphalt hasn't always been something I was really after, but as I become more of an adventure bike person, I'm enjoying getting out there and actually riding a little bit of asphalt, and those knobby tires definitely fell short in that category. So enough about me, let's jump over and talk about this Tusk 2-track tire. I've had it for a few months now, and I've ridden it in Colorado. I've taken it over some of the big passes there. I rode it in freezing rain and almost snow. And then I've had it here in Southern California for a couple months as well. And I've ridden it in some warmer temperatures, on fire roads, decomposed granite, and a lot of asphalt as well, just getting around and doing different stuff, highway, rain grooves, all that stuff. All right, so let's dive right into this. Let's talk price first, or value, or however you want to, whatever you want to call that. So everyone's talking about this tire because it's so inexpensive compared to everything else on the market, and for me, I'd rather pay more for a tire that works than save a bunch of money and buy one that doesn't work. But let's put this out there. When we compare tires, we're not going to talk prices at all. We're going to talk about tires that work and tires that don't work. So anyway, pricing. Tusk 2-track front sells for $79.99, so $80. The rear 2-track tire sells for $129.99, so basically $130. So that brings you out to $210 for a complete set. And then to compare these against something where I picked out some stuff from Motaz here, since it's very, very similar and probably the most popular tire, if you will, in the segment right now. So the Tractionator R, or the Tractionator rear, same size, 150, 70, 18, sells for $247. That's just the rear tire. Remember the Tusk was $210 for the full set? The Dual Venture front tire from Motaz, which seems to be the most popular, $125.99. So their front tires almost the same price as the Tusk rear. So looking at the two tire packages, the Tusk 2-track, you're $210 for a full set versus Motaz, you're $374. If you get two rear tires from Tusk and one front, you're at $290 versus the $374. So a lot of value there if these tires work as good as the Motaz stuff, which everybody's running. All right, so money aside, let's talk off-road performance, because that's where I really want my tires to excel and for me to feel safe, because I want to push the tire and I don't want to have to worry about the front end going away mid-corner or the back end breaking traction, gaining traction, and feeling inconsistent. So to have a tire that's consistent and predictable is very, very important to me. So a lot of people talk about these in their videos about how hard these tires are to mount because the sidewall is extremely stiff. And yes, it is very, very stiff, but when you're riding a 500-pound bike, 400-pound bike, whatever it is, and then I weigh 240 pounds on top of it, I want a stiff sidewall. A stiff sidewall allows you to drop the pressure down on the tire and not have to run 30-something PSI. I've been running between 26 to 28 on here. My wheels are still stock on my Tenere and they're still straight, and I've hit some stuff really, really hard. So a stiff sidewall, in my opinion, is a very, very good thing to have. Now, like I said, I've been running between 26 to 28 PSI off-road, which gives you more traction. More traction allows you to go up more technical stuff. It allows you more grip, and it allows you more just feel all the way around. Having a rock hard tire that's high 30s or whatever to try and save your wheel is just going to skim around and skip and not feel good at all. So 28 PSI with a stiff sidewall, it's a great way to go. So let's chat about the front tire first. It doesn't look very aggressive to me. I was a little skeptical at first coming off of full off-road knobbies about how this tire would feel, and I thought it would be skatey and inconsistent. I thought it would pack up and do weird stuff. But honestly, it's been as good as any of the knobbies, if not better, under the weight of this bike. Tusk really did their work and put together something good here that I'm very, very happy with. So far at a couple thousand miles, I don't have a lot of signs of wear on the bike, or on the tire, sorry, and it's been just fantastic. I love this front tire for off-road riding, and I think you will as well. Jumping over to the back tire, well, normally stiff tires don't provide lots of traction, but like I said, stiff sidewalls, slightly lower pressure, it allows this tire to flex and this tire to work. Now, when Tusk designed this, they went with some really big lugs. And what the big lugs do is they're going to give you a longer life out of this tire versus a small motocross knob, which you'll shred off in a day. And they also put some big gaps in between the tires so that it's able to actually bite in. If you don't have that spacing in between the lugs, you're not going to get good traction off-road. And if you go too big, you're going to wear them out. So it's kind of a give and take on everything right there. As far as performance, the tire's super, super consistent. It makes traction when you need it, going uphill through the rocks, starting in the loose stuff. If you know how to ride, you can make this tire work very, very well. It will do exactly what you want it to do. Going uphill, you want to step the back end out and slide the bike around, it'll do that. You want to lock it in and just get straight traction, it'll do that as well. I've been very, very impressed with all of the riding I've done on this bike. It's never really done anything weird, and that makes me say it's a great tire, regardless of the price. I don't care if it's the same price as the Rally stuff, or sorry, the Motaz stuff. I don't care if it's cheaper. I don't care if it's more expensive. I'm confident putting these tires on my bike, going to hit off-road, be it Mexico, be it Colorado, be it just something in my backyard. I like this tire off-road. I think you'll like this tire off-road, and I'm happy to sign off on it and say that Tusk did a great job with the 2-track tire for off-road riding. So there it is. I love this thing. If you like off-road, you should definitely try it. So off-road, I like him off-road, but this on-road thing, I'm not a great on-road rider. If you watch that number on the speedo right there, it falls every time I come into a corner because I'm not confident riding street. I don't have a huge background in it. I haven't done it a lot, and frankly, it scares me. Now, getting out there and riding this adventure bike, I never had these tires do anything weird. I never had them break loose or lose traction coming in or out of the corners. But in the back of my mind, I'm on a knobby tire and I'm riding on the street. They should not work, but they work very, very well. Now, I've ridden, like I said, full knobbies, golden tire 216 on the front with a Dunlop 606 on the back. Those tires do slide. They do weird stuff on the road. And in my head, this is a knobby. Those are knobbies. These should not work as good as they would do. But in my experience, these work very good. The Tusk 2-track on the street works great. Do I trust them 100%? No, but I think that's more of a mental block on my side than the tire. So like I said, I'm not a great street rider. I don't have tons of experience doing knobby tire on street stuff, but I see other people out there just shredding on this tire. If you look at Ian from Big Rock's video on this, he comes in just railing that thing, and he's a good road rider. You look at Kyle from Many Bikes, he's been pushing these on the street pretty hard, and he shreds on them. So that being said, yeah, I think this is a pretty good tire. Is it going to come out there and compete with, like, say, Continental Trail Attack 3, which is just a super sticky tire that works great? No, that tire definitely feels better, but that tire's not nearly as good off-road. I've run the Dunlop Trail Max Missions. I have a great video on that tire, and same thing. That tire feels better on road, but it's a lot less aggressive of a tire. So it's going to be a give and take. You want a knobby tire that works great off-road? Yeah, you're going to lose a bit on-road, but as long as you have a smooth, consistent feel of the tire that you can trust, that you can read, that you can know what it's going to do, that is the most important thing right there. So like I said, give and take for on-road and off-road. Get a tire that is consistent, that you can feel, and you know what it's going to do. So on-road, yes, I'm comfortable jumping on these things and going for a few 100-mile ride, just enjoying life, and I don't think they're going to do something weird. So I think they're good. Buy these tires. Last thing I want to touch on is rain-grooved freeways. That's basically concrete freeways we have here in Southern California that have these long grooves going in line with you, and they are known for wreaking havoc on knobby tires. Smooth tires, not a big deal. Cars, not a big deal. But if you run a motorcycle with a knobby tire, be it an adventure tire or a motocross tire on there, it makes you feel like you're weaving back and forth. They cause people to get tank slappers and crash. It just is not a comfortable time to be on the road. So most tires do not do very good on this, and a lot of manufacturers chase a tire that feels comfortable in this type of condition. Tusk with the 2-track, it's not perfect. You get a little bit of wandering on the front end. You get a little bit of that vague feeling, but I am comfortable. I can take a hand off the bars. I'd take both off if I had cruise control. And yeah, I'm happy riding these long distance on grooved freeways. That's it. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Drop a comment, hit the like button, share it if you want to. And yeah, thanks so much for everything. Get out and ride.